Here T1 is the triplet excited state T1. Okay. So by the absorption of the light radiations, the activated molecule participated in two types of transitions. That is types of processes of activated molecule. So after absorption of the light radiation, the molecule going to be activated. This activated molecule is participated or involved in two types of transitions. One is non-radiative transitions. Another one is radiative transitions. Non-radiative transitions are again two types: internal conversion (IC). Second one is intersystem crossing (ISC). Internal conversion, intersystem crossing. These are the non-radiative transitions. Next, radiative transitions. Fluorescence, and second one is phosphorescence. Fluorescence and phosphorescence. So when the activated molecule, if it is participated in non-radiative transitions, it returns to the ground state with emission of heat. Not light. When come to radiative transitions, when the activated molecule returns to the ground state, it emits the light. So those type of transitions called as fluorescence and phosphorescence. Okay, right. Next, third one is chemical reactions. If non-radiative transitions or radiative transitions are absent, then the activated molecule leads to chemical reactions. So next, first we have to discuss about non-radiative transitions. The non-radiative transitions, one is internal conversion, another one is intersystem crossing. First let us discuss about internal conversion. So this type of transitions involve the return of activated molecule from higher excited state to first excited state. According to Jablonski diagram, if the molecule is activated to higher excited, singlet excited, for example, if it is excited to S2 singlet excited state, it comes to S1 excited state with emission of heat, not light. With emission of heat, it is comes from singleted excited state to low energy singlet excited state. This process is called as a internal conversion. For example, S2 to S1. S2 is singlet excited state. S1 is also singlet excited state, but S2 is high energy singlet excited state. From this state, the activated molecule is returning with emission of heat to first singlet excited S1. So this type of transition is called as internal conversion. For example, let us take S3 to S1. It is also possible. Next, T2 to T1. For example, if the molecule is ground state molecule is activated molecule, if it is in excited to triplet secondary excited state, and second triplet excited T2. After some time, it may be returns with emission of heat to the first triplet excited state, means T2 to T1, T3 to T1. So in this, when this process to occurs, the time is very less. For this process, less than 10 to the power of minus 11 seconds. Within 10 to the power of minus 11 seconds, this process going to be occurred. So time is very less for internal conversion. Next, intersystem crossing. So again, if by the absorption of the light radiation, the molecule going to be excited to the singlet excited state. Excited the singlet excited state, whatever it is S1 or S2 or S3. After some time, in the process of return to the ground state, it changes its spin. It changes its spin and converted into or crossed into triplet excited state with emission of heat. With emission of heat means activated molecule excited to the singlet excited state. After some time, it is crossed to triplet state with emission of heat. This process is called as a intersystem crossing. Means here molecule is going to be change the state of the spin. Singleted excited, it has a singlet, means it has the paired electrons. After some time, by the change of the spin of the electrons in the molecule, it is converted into or it is crossed over into triplet state. Then it is called as a triplet excited state. So singlet excited state to triplet excited state with emission of heat is called as intersystem crossing. Intersystem crossing. For example, S2 to T1. S2 means singlet excited state to triplet excited state. According to Jablonski diagram, you can observe in the Jablonski diagram also, it is very easy to understand. Next, S1 to T1, these are the example for intersystem crossing. So for this intersystem crossing process, it's take more time compared to the internal conversion. Internal conversion is very fast process. When come to intersystem, it is little bit slow. So internal conversion time occurs time is 10 to the power of minus 11, less than 10 to the power of minus 11 seconds. When compared to internal conversion, intersystem crossing is little bit very slow because of there is a spin orientation going to be changed. Primarily the activated molecule in the singlet exit state. After some time, it is going to be changed the spin of the molecule. So they are going to be converted into triplet. So this process takes some time. So obviously it gets the slow time compared to the internal conversion. These are the non-radiative transitions. Next, we come to radiative transitions. Radiative transitions is nothing but fluorescence and phosphorescence. There are only two processes. First of all, let us discuss about fluorescence. So these type of interaction involve in the return of the activated molecule from singlet excited state to ground state with emission of light. So in this process, the activated molecule return to the ground state with emission of light. Means it emits the light. This process is called as a fluorescence. So for this process, the time is about 10 to the power of minus 8 seconds. 10 to the power of minus 8 seconds. Okay, it is quick time. It is very quick time. So here only them same state, singlet to singlet state, means S2 to S0 or S1 to S0. There is no change the state of the molecules. Singlet molecule, activated molecule returns with emission of light to singlet ground state. Singlet S0 means ground state here. Next, fluorescence. So this type of transitions in the world same in the return of the activated molecule when comes to triplet excited state to ground state. Tripleted state to ground state with emission of light radiation. with emission of light radiation. This process is called as phosphorescence. So it is little bit again very slow compared to fluorescence. So what happens in the fluorescence? When the molecule in the ground state, by the absorption of the light radiation, it is excited to the triplet state. So the molecule, the triplet state is called as activated molecule. So that molecule in that activated state, in the return of the process, the activated molecule emits the light, then reaches to the ground state. So here the state of the molecules again changes. Triplet to ground state means it is singlet state. Means triplet to ground state. Triplets to ground state. Means triplets means the molecules are unpaired. Means the electrons are unpaired. They are parallel. Okay, right. So this process is called as phosphorescence. Again, it is also very slow, because here also the orientation. For example, in the ground state they are singlet. By the absorption of the light, they are converted into triplet. So they reach to the triplet excited state. After some time, by the emission of the light, they are returning to the ground state, which is in the singlet state. So emission of light with change spin orientation is called as a phosphorescence. So these are the important transitions: non-radiative transitions and radiative transition. Non-radiative transitions are internal conversion. Second one is intersystem crossing. Radiative transitions, fluorescence and phosphorescence. These are most important reactions. So if fluorescence options is absent and internal conversion and intersystem causes, then the activated molecule may lose the energy by undergoing chemical reactions. If the radiative or non-radiative processes are absent in the activated molecule, ultimately the activated molecule may lose the energy by the participation in the chemical reactions. So when it is going to be occurred in the singlet state, in the singlet activated molecule does not converted into products, means does not involve in the chemical reactions. Only the molecule which is in the activated molecule which is in triplet state only undergoes the chemical reaction. Triplet state molecule only participated in the chemical reaction. This point most important, you have to remember it. Chemical reactions occurred in the molecules which have the triplet state. So this is regarding about the chemical reactions. Next, so these are the one type of re-emitted process. Another type of consequences of light absorption by the molecule. When molecules, for example, some light radiation is passing through a sample. Sample means the sample may solution or solid, whatever it is. If the light radiation is passing through a sample, that sample will decrease the incident light radiation, intensity of incident light radiations. So this phenomena is governed by the Beers and Lombards. These are two important scientists. In Beers is one scientist, Lombard is another scientist. So both the mixing of these two laws, we can deliver the Beers-Lombards law. So according to Beers-Lombards law, when a beam of monochromatic radiation passes through the solution, that solution result in the decreased or reduced intensity of the incident radiation. Thus, the intensity of the incident radiation observed by the sample is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution and thickness of the solutions. Means intensity of the incident beam is directly proportional to concentration and thickness of the absorbing solution. Means decrease in intensity of incident radiation is directly proportional to concentration of the solution and absorption of the, for example, let us take one sample. So before incident on the sample, the light is called as a incident light, that is I naught is called as incident light before incident on sample. After incident on the sample, that light is called as transmitted light I or IT is transmitted light. So IA is the observed by the sample, observed light I naught, IT and IA means observed the light by the sample. So from the Beers-Lombard law, this is the equation for the Beers-Lombard law. ln I by I naught is equal to 2.303 log I by I naught is called epsilon BC. Epsilon is called molar constant. So B is the thickness of the sample solution and C is the concentration of the solution. So according to Lombard's equation, the intensity of the incident beam of monochromatic radiation decreases exponentially with increases in thickness or concentration of the absorbing media. This is known. So if you try to increase the thickness of the solution or concentration of this, obviously the intensity of the incident radiation going to be also be decreases. If you increase the concentration or thickness automatically incident intensity of the incident beam or light going to be also decreases. Next, most another important terminology in this topic is absorbance and transmittance. Absorbance is nothing but the amount of light absorbed by the sample. The amount of light absorbed by the sample is called as a absorbance. When the incident light passing to the sample, some amount of light is absorbed by the sample, that is called as a absorbance. This absorbance is represented with A, that is a negative logarithm. So this is the equation for the absorbance log base 10 I by I naught. When come to transmittance is, so the amount of monochromatic light absorbed by the sample is determined by comparing transmittance means how much of light is transmitted by the sample. How much of light is transmitted through the sample solution, that is called as transmittance. Means it can be identified by, or it can be comparing by the incident light and transmitted light. Incident light and transmitted, the ratio of intensity and transmitted is going to be called as the transmittance. T I by I naught. I means transmitted light by I naught is incident light. So this is the equation for the transmittance and absorbance. Next, most important another phenomena of the photochemical reaction, that is energy transfer in photochemical reactions. So when molecule is activated, there is a chance of energy transfer. There is a chance of energy transfer. This process is called as a photosensitization. So what is the definition? In some chemical reactions, the absorption of the light may not take place by the original reactants of the reaction. So the light absorption is taken by the third substance which is absorb the light and transfer to the energy to the reactants. So the third party substance is called as photosensitizer. The whole process is called as a photosensitization. So in some photochemical reactions, the reactants directly, they do not absorb the light, but the third party substance which is present in the photochemical reactions may absorb the light radiation directly and transfer that energy to the reactants. So the third party substance is called as photosensitizer. The process is called as a photosensitizer. The best example is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is best example for this photosensitization. In the photosynthesis, actually the reactants are carbon dioxide and water, CO2 plus H2O. So CO2, H2O directly they do not absorb the light, but the third party chlorophyll present in the leaf of the trees. So chlorophyll absorb the light, it is transfer the energy to the carbon dioxide and water. These chemical reaction going to be occurred, they are going to form the glucose by the help of the chlorophyll. Yes or no? Chlorophyll. So here photosensitizer is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the acted as a photosensitizer. So this whole process is called a photosensitization. So best example is photosynthesis for this photosensitization reaction. So for photosensitizers, atoms like mercury, cadmium, zinc also used, and for molecules photosensitization, benzophenone, sulfur dioxide. So these are the examples for the photosensitizers for photosensitization process. So what's happening in the photosensitization process? First mostly it is you can understand in it just like that, acceptor and donator. So in the photosensitization processes, reactants are called as a acceptors, third party substance called as a donors, means D means donors. So the reactants directly did not absorb the light radiation. So donors means third party substance absorb the light radiation, means D plus H mu. D1 means the donor is in a singlet state. This donor or this photosensitizer or this third party substance, after ISC, it is excited by the absorption of the light radiation. In excited, it is participated in the process of IS intersystem crossing and converted into triplet state. So D singlet after IS intersystem crossing, already we discussed it in the previous slide. So ISC, they are converted into triplet donors. At the triplet state, this D or third party substance transfer the energy to the reactants. Reactants means acceptors, A. So D3 transferred to the energy to A, then it is going to be D plus A3. Then A means reactants may in the triplet excited state. In triplet excited state, only those molecules only form the products. Already we discussed this point in the previous slide also. So when the molecule in the triplet excited state, they also participated in the chemical reactions. Means triplet excited molecules or reactants converted into products. This process is called as a photosensitization. This process is called as a photosensitization. So next, for example, some in photochemical reactions, donors means the third party substrate photosensitizers may form the products, that process is called as a quenching. The process is called as a quenching, means the third party substances which are in triplet excited state, they are going to be give the products. That process is called as a quenching. So this is regarding about photosensitization and quenching. Next another process simple is that is chemiluminescence. Chemiluminescence is nothing but in this chemiluminescence, the production of light by a chemical reaction. So the production of light by a chemical reaction is called as chemiluminescence. It is quietly reverts to the photochemical reaction. In the photochemical reaction, by the absorption of the light radiation, the reactions are occurred. But in chemiluminescence, the light is produced by the chemical reaction. So it is quite reverse to the photochemical reactions. So this process is called as a chemiluminescence. The production of light by the chemical reaction is called as chemiluminescence. So for examples, phosphorus may glow. This is the best example for the chemiluminescence. And oxidation reduction reaction of the hydrogen the oxidation and reduction reaction, they are going to be give the light. And cold emission of glowworms, you can see the night in the nights, glowworms, the small glowworms insects, they produce the light. This is the best example for chemiluminescence. And the reaction between alkaline solutions and alkaline solutions of hydrogen peroxide and chlorine, alkaline solutions of hydrogen peroxide with hypochlorite, which produces red light. This is the best example, chemiluminescence. And electron transfer reactions are the most important reactions in the chemiluminescence. So these are the examples. With this example, we end the topic of principles of photochemistry. So in the principles of photochemistry, we discussed about what is the definition of photochemistry and laws, the important law of the photochemistry, Grotthus-Draper law and Stark-Einstein law. And according to Stark-Einstein law, we discussed about quantum yield, and we discussed about different type of quantum yield for different reactions, depends upon the primary process and secondary process which are involved in the every photochemical reactions. After that, we discussed about consequences of light absorption by the molecule. So this consequences is described by the Jablonski map. So after absorption of the light radiation, the activated molecule participated in mainly in three types of processes. One is non-radiative transitions, and second one is radiative transitions, third one chemical reactions. So in non-radiative transitions, there are internal conversion, emission of heat in the same state. Another one is intersystem crossing, emission of heat with change of the state, spin state. Next, radiative transitions, fluorescence and phosphorescence. And chemical reactions only takes place at the molecules which have in the triplet state, they are going to be the chemical reactions. And next, what is the Bates-Lombard's law, what is the absorbance and transmittance, and what is photosensitization, and what is quenching, what is chemiluminescence. These are the most important topics we are discussed in this topic. So thank you for watching.